In the year 2165, football was no longer just a game played on green fields. It had become a galactic sport. Planets from different star systems competed in the Galactic League, and Earth was finally allowed to send a team. The Earth team was called Terra Blaze. It was full of strong and tall players. Most of them were enhanced with legal bio upgrades, stronger muscles, faster nerves, better stamina. People believed only the strongest could survive in space sports. And then there was Ravi. He was the shortest player on the team. He had no upgrades, no muscles, and no fans. People wondered why he was even chosen. Some said it was a system error. Others said it was just pity. But Ravi knew why he was there. He had passed every written and virtual test. He had studied the game for years, even alien strategies. He had a sharp mind, fast legs, and a quiet heart, but his teammates didn't care about that. On the first day of practice, the captain Noro looked at Ravi and laughed. "Are you sure you're in the right place, little guy?" Another player, Bren, added, "Maybe he's the water boy." Everyone laughed. Ravi stayed quiet. He didn't want to fight. He just wanted to play. Coach Reed watched silently. He didn't stop the jokes, but he didn't laugh either. "Let's begin drills," he said. Ravi joined Group 3. Group 3 was the toughest. They ran sprints on artificial hills under high gravity. Ravi struggled to keep up. Every time he fell, the others smirked. "Gravity too heavy for little legs," said Bren. But Ravi kept running. That night, while the others relaxed in the zero-gravity spa, Ravi stayed in the virtual room. He watched match recordings of alien teams. He studied the movement of Martian strikers, the passing style of Saturn defenders, and the jump patterns of lunar players. He took notes. He practiced footwork in silence, alone. Every day was the same. He trained hard, stayed quiet, and got mocked. The taller players ignored him during drills. They didn't pass the ball to him in practice matches. Coach Reed noticed, but he never said much. Then came the day of the friendly match. Against the Martian team Red Dunes. It was supposed to be a warm-up, but it was more like a test. The Martians were fast, rough, and smart. At first, Ravi stayed on the bench. But in the second half, with Earth trailing 1-0, Coach Reed called out, "Ravi, suit up." Everyone looked surprised. Noro frowned. "Why?" "Him." "No more questions," the coach replied. Ravi ran onto the field with excitement in his heart. He stood in position, ready to prove himself, but the team didn't pass him the ball. Every time he moved into space, they looked the other way. He called out, but no one listened. Finally, in the 70th minute, the ball bounced his way after a deflection. It was his chance. He took a step forward, but slipped. The Martian forward stole the ball and scored a second goal. The match ended 2-0. Earth lost. The Martians shook hands, but some were smiling at Ravi like he was a joke. In the locker room, silence filled the air. No one spoke to Ravi. Noro threw his towel on the bench and muttered, "This is why we don't put passengers on the field." Ravi looked down. His heart felt heavy, but he didn't cry. He walked alone down the hallway, heading to the storage room where his small bag waited. Just as he opened the door, he heard a voice behind him. "Hey, kid." It was Dolo, the old janitor who cleaned the sports center. He was short too, with gray hair and a robotic arm. Nobody talked to him much. "I saw the match," Dolo said. "You slipped, yeah. But before that, you were in the perfect place. The right zone, the right angle." Ravi looked surprised. "You think so?" "I know so," Dolo smiled. "These big guys play with muscle. You can play with your mind. If you want ... I can train you, at night. When no one's watching." Ravi hesitated. "Why would you help me?" Dolo touched his robotic arm. "Once, I was like you. Too small for the big leagues. Until I learned how to play my own way." Ravi nodded slowly. "Okay, I want to learn." That night, While the others rested, Ravi met Dolo in the old VR room. The screen flickered. The drills began, and so started the journey of the smallest player, who one day would become the greatest in the galaxy. Ravi returned to the field the next day with tired legs but a stronger heart. After his first secret training session with Dolo, something inside him had changed. He didn't care about the jokes or the silence from his teammates anymore. Now, he had a goal: to get better, even if no one believed in him. The team had a series of practice matches scheduled before the Galactic Youth Cup. Their next match was against Luna Wolves, a strong team from Earth's moon colony. Luna Wolves were tall, fast, and trained under lower gravity. They were sharp with passes and smart with formations. The game was being broadcasted to over 20 nations on Earth. The stadium was full of Earth supporters. This match was important. It wasn't part of the main tournament, but it was a chance to show the world that Earth's new team was ready for galactic-level football. Before the match inside the locker room, the players pulled on their blue and silver kits. Captain Noro stood in the center, going over their plan. "We stick to standard formation. No risks, no surprises," Noro said. Then he looked at Coach Reed. "Ravi can sit this one out." Coach Reed gave a small nod. "We'll start with the main 11, but if we need change, we make it." Ravi quietly sat on the edge of the bench. No one made eye contact with him. Even when they left for the field, not one player said good luck or even smiled at him. But Ravi didn't mind. He had something more important, a secret promise to himself. The match begins, the whistle blew. The first half began, the Luna Wolves were fast and accurate. Their passing was smooth like water, and their shots were powerful. Still, Terra Blaze held their ground. The crowd cheered with every tackle, every save, and every counterattack. Noro missed one close shot. Bren's long pass was intercepted. The score stayed 0-0. Ravi watched from the bench, eyes fixed on every movement. He was learning, reading the game like a book. Then, in the 43rd minute, Luna Wolves made a surprise move. Their striker did a flip pass over Earth's defender and shot directly into the net. Goal. 1-0 for Luna Wolves. The crowd went silent. The half ended soon after. The Earth team walked off the field with tense faces. In the locker room, Coach Reed paced. "We need speed," he said. Then he turned to Ravi. "You're going in." The whole room froze. Noro raised an eyebrow. "Coach, are you serious?" "Yes." Reed replied firmly. "Ravi, right wing. You're fast, use it." Ravi nodded. His heart beat faster. His moment had come again. Second half begins when Ravi stepped onto the field. Some people in the crowd laughed. A few even whispered, "Why? Is he back?" But Ravi focused. He remembered what Dolo taught him. Use your size. Use your speed. Let them chase you, not catch you. The game resumed. Ravi ran into space, calling for passes, but the team still didn't trust him. Noro and Bren passed to each other, ignoring Ravi completely. In the 60th minute, Ravi found himself wide open. Bren looked at him but passed the other way. Ravi gritted his teeth. He kept running. He didn't stop. Then, in the 68th minute, a defender from Luna Wolves blocked a shot, and the ball bounced wildly. Ravi saw it first. He dashed forward, grabbed it with his right foot, and ran down the side. The stadium gasped. He zigzagged past one defender, then another. He was close to the goal. He raised his foot to shoot slip. His shoe caught on the wet turf. He tumbled forward and fell hard. The Luna goalkeeper picked up the ball easily. The crowd groaned. The camera zoomed in on Ravi lying on the ground. The announcer said, "That's unfortunate." From the stands, someone shouted, "Send the kid home." Ravi got up slowly. His elbow was scraped. His pride hurt even more. Bren walked by and muttered, "Just stay on the bench next time." After the match, the game ended 2-0. Luna Wolves scored again near the end. Earth lost. Inside the locker room, silence returned. Coach Reed said nothing. Noro threw his jersey down. Bren punched a locker. Ravi sat alone. He looked at his scraped elbow. It didn't bleed much, but it reminded him of the fall. Of the chance missed. He walked out quietly after the team meeting ended. As he passed through the hallway, a few young fans looked at him and laughed. He kept walking. Back in the storage area, he grabbed his small bag. The walls around him were quiet, cold, and still. Then he heard footsteps. It was Dolo again, holding a cup of hot tea. "You tried to shoot," Dolo said softly. "I slipped," Ravi replied. Looking down, "You ran past 2 defenders." "That's progress," Dolo said. "You just need better balance, better footwork, and more chances." "No one gives me chances," Ravi said quietly. "They don't pass to me. They don't believe in me." "Then earn it," Dolo said firmly. "Every night. We train until no one can ignore you." Ravi looked up. His eyes filled with a quiet fire. "Let's start tonight." That evening, under the dim lights of the old VR room, Ravi trained with Dolo again. Drills, balance, reflexes, foot speed. Endurance. He fell. He got up. He fell again. He got up again. And in his heart, he whispered one sentence over and over. "One day, I will be the best." Every night, after the rest of the team went to sleep, Ravi walked quietly to the old VR training room. The place was dusty and unused, with flickering lights and old wires, but to Ravi, it felt like home. Dolo was always there, waiting with his tablet in one hand and a warm smile on his face. "Ready, champ?" Dolo would ask. "Always," Ravi replied. And the training began. The training begins at first. Dolo focused on balance. "Your size is not a weakness," he explained. "It's your secret weapon. You're small, which means you're fast, flexible, and hard to knock down if you learn to control your movement." Ravi stood on one foot for 5 minutes straight. Then on the other. He jumped on soft pads, landed on balance beams, and sprinted around small cones with tight turns. Next came reflex drills. Bright lights would flash in random patterns. Ravi had to touch them as fast as possible. At first, he missed many. But after a week, his hands and feet began to move like lightning. Then came VR simulations. Ravi wore the headset and entered virtual matches against alien players, tall, strong, and aggressive. They pushed, blocked, and tackled. But Ravi learned how to dodge, pass, and shoot under pressure. The simulations were fast, hard, and endless. Every night, Ravi trained until sweat poured from his body and his legs trembled. But he never stopped. Not once. Back with the team during the day, Ravi was still the quiet one. His teammates didn't talk to him. They still laughed behind his back. In practice games, they ignored his runs. They passed over his head. They treated him like he didn't belong. But slowly, things began to change. During one morning drill, Ravi outran Bren in a sprint. "Lucky," Bren said, wiping sweat from his face. In another drill, Ravi dodged Noro's slide and completed a perfect pass to the goal. Coach Reed raised his eyebrow but said nothing. Still, no one gave him credit. And Ravi didn't ask for it. He just trained harder. The testing day 2 weeks later. Coach Reed organized a full team fitness test. Each player had to run a timed obstacle course, high-speed sprints, sharp turns, dribbles, and a final goal shot. Bren went first. He finished in 1 minute, 25 seconds. Noro followed. 1 minute, 18 seconds. Then it was Ravi's turn. Everyone stood watching, expecting him to fall or slow down. The whistle blew. Ravi exploded forward. His legs moved like fire. His turns were smooth and fast. He didn't slow down at the hurdles. He dodged the training droids with ease. At the final moment, he kicked the ball with perfect angle. It went into the top corner. Time, 1 minute, 05 seconds. Silence. Even Coach Reed looked surprised. Noro just crossed his arms. Bren muttered. He probably cheated. But deep inside, everyone knew the truth. Ravi had improved. A lot. Another offer. That evening, Ravi sat alone near the field, stretching his legs, when a man in a black coat approached him. I'm from Zarnak Corps, he said. We saw your match clips and test results. Ravi looked up. You're not from Earth. I'm not, but my team wants you, the man smiled. Join us, full contract, best training. You won't be bullied anymore. Ravi paused for a moment. Thank you, he said politely. But I'm not leaving. Why not? The man asked, surprised. I don't want to prove myself by running away, Ravi said. I want to win. With this team, the man nodded slowly. Your choice. But remember, talent like yours won't stay hidden forever. He walked away. Ravi sat still, feeling stronger than ever before. Night training upgrade that night. Dolo introduced a new training tool, gravity boots. These boots double the weight on your legs, Dolo said. If you can move fast with them, imagine what you'll do without them. Ravi wore the heavy boots and struggled at first. His steps were slow, and his legs hurt. But night after night, he trained in them, jumping, running, kicking. Slowly, his body adapted. His legs became stronger. His speed returned, even with the extra weight. Dolo smiled one night and said, You're becoming something special, Ravi. Ravi only nodded. He didn't want praise. He wanted results. A change in the air during the next team practice. Coach Reed divided the players into two equal teams. Ravi's team was the weaker one on paper. As the match started, Ravi used everything he had learned. He ran into open spaces, cut through defenders, and made perfect passes. Then, in the 10th minute, he stole the ball from Bren, dribbled past Noro, and scored with a curved shot. Everyone stared. Noro scowled. Bren looked confused. Even Coach Reed clapped once. For the first time, Ravi's name was spoken out loud, not in a joke, but in surprise. Dolo's warning after training that night. Dolo gave Ravi a warm drink and said, You're ready for the next real match, but be careful. Why? Ravi asked. Because now, Dolo said, they will start noticing you. And not everyone will be happy about that. Ravi nodded. He understood. His days of being invisible were over. The day of the final qualifying match arrived. The Galactic Youth Cup was only one win away, and the Earth team, Terra Blaze, had to face one of the toughest opponents from the Venus League team, Sulfur. They were fast. They were strong. They had won all their matches so far. Everyone expected Terra Blaze to lose. The stadium was packed. Cameras flew above the field, broadcasting live across Earth and even some space stations. The pressure was heavy. The sky was full of flying lights, drones and noise, and Ravi was on the bench. Inside the locker room, Coach Reed stood in front of the team. His face was serious. This is the biggest match you've played so far, he said. If we win, we enter the Galactic Youth Cup. If we lose, we go home. The players nodded. Noro, the captain, stood up and added, We play smart, we play safe, no experiments. Stick to the plan. Ravi sat in silence, dressed in full kit, ready to be called, but not expecting it. As the players stood to leave, Reed looked at Ravi and said, Be ready. Ravi simply replied, I always am. The match begins. The game started fast. Team Sulfur was aggressive, pressing hard and attacking from the wings. Their captain, a tall striker named Zin, moved like lightning. In the 12th minute, Sulfur scored the first goal. 1-0. The crowd grew nervous. Bren shouted at the defenders. Noro tried to push forward, but was blocked again and again. Ravi watched from the bench, his eyes sharp, reading the patterns. He saw gaps in Sulfur's defense, tiny openings. He saw the way Zin moved before shooting. He noticed what others didn't, but no one asked for his thoughts. halftime trouble by halftime. The score was still 1-0. Tara Blaze looked tired and frustrated. The passing was weak. The formation was breaking. Inside the locker room, Coach Reed spoke firmly. "We need change. We're not creating chances." Noro looked around. "Maybe switch Bren and Leaf?" Coach Reed shook his head. Then he looked at Ravi. "You're going in." The room fell silent. "What?" Noro asked. "Coach, this is not the time for—" "Yes, it is," Reed cut in. "Ravi, right wing. Use your speed. Break through." Ravi stood up. He didn't smile. He just nodded. Second half. Ravi's chance. Ravi stepped onto the field. The crowd noticed him. Some laughed. Some looked confused. But when the whistle blew, Ravi moved like a storm. In the 52nd minute, he ran past 2 defenders and made a perfect cross. But Bren missed the header. In the 58th minute, Ravi cut through the middle and passed to Leaf, who shot just wide. And in the 61st minute, the magic happened. Ravi stole the ball from Selfler's midfielder, dashed between 2 defenders, and launched a curve shot from outside the box. Goal! The ball flew past the goalkeeper into the top left corner. The stadium exploded with cheers. The score was now 1-1. Ravi didn't celebrate wildly. He simply jogged back, calm and focused. Now even the crowd chanted his name. Ravi's true power. Selfler grew nervous. They increased their attacks, but Ravi kept moving. His small size made him hard to catch. His balance was perfect. Every touch, every pass, every run had meaning. In the 75th minute, Ravi blocked a long pass and started a counter-attack. He passed to Noro, who finally scored. 2-1 for Earth. For the first time, Noro looked at Ravi and gave a small nod. The last 15 minutes were tough. Selfler attacked with everything they had. The Earth defense held on. And when the final whistle blew, Tara Blaze had done it. They won. They qualified. After the match, the team rushed to the field. Some hugged, some shouted with joy. Bren slapped Ravi's back and said, "Where did that come from?" Ravi just smiled a little. "Training." Noro walked up to him. For a moment, there was silence. Then Noro said, "That goal was perfect." "Thanks," Ravi replied. Coach Reed joined them. "Ravi, you've earned your spot." Ravi looked around. The crowd still clapped. Reporters pointed cameras at him. Fans chanted his name, but inside, Ravi didn't feel like a hero. "Not yet," he whispered to himself. "This is just the beginning." Later that night, Ravi returned to the old VR room. He was tired, but he wanted to see Dolo. The old janitor was waiting with 2 cups of tea. "You did it," Dolo said, smiling. "Only 1 match," Ravi said. "More to come." "I saw you out there," Dolo said. "You played like a storm. Fast, smart, brave. You didn't just prove them wrong. You proved yourself right." Ravi sat down, took the tea, and looked out at the stars through the window. "One day," he said softly, "I want to be the best in the galaxy." Dolo nodded. "Then keep going, keep training. Because now, everyone knows your name. And they'll come for you." Ravi looked down at his shoes, dusty, torn, but trusted. "I'll be ready," he said. And in that moment, under the soft light of the stars, Ravi's journey changed from a silent dream to a rising legacy. After the win against Team Selfler, something changed for Ravi. For the first time, people looked at him with respect, not laughter. Fans cheered for him. Reporters wanted to interview him. Even his teammates who used to ignore him began talking to him during practice. Still, Ravi didn't act proud. He stayed quiet, trained harder, and kept doing what Dolo had taught him. Focus on the game, not the noise. Training continues. Even though the team was getting more attention, Ravi didn't slow down. Every night, after team practice ended, he still went to the old VR room. Dolo was always waiting there with his robotic arm and warm smile. "You're a star now," Dolo said one evening. People are watching. That means I have to be better, Ravi replied. That night they trained with gravity ropes, a new challenge. Ravi had to dribble and shoot while being pulled in different directions by the ropes. It was hard, but it made him quicker on his feet. Dolo laughed. You're dancing like lightning. Ravi smiled. He felt stronger every day. The group stage begins. Terra Blaze entered the Galactic Youth Cup, and now they faced teams from different planets. These teams were faster, stronger, and more experienced. Their first match was against Team Scarrow from a moon near Saturn. The players were tall and moved like machines. But Ravi didn't flinch. In the 20th minute, he ran past 3 defenders and scored with a back heel flick. The crowd screamed. In the second half, he assisted 2 more goals. Terra Blaze won 3-0. The Media Talks news channels called Ravi the Silent Storm. His small size and quiet nature became his strength. Commentators said he was unpredictable, fast, and creative. An Alien Sports magazine wrote, humans now have a new weapon, speed, brain, and heart in one small body. Ravi didn't care about the words. He cared only about the game. But still, it felt good to be noticed for the right reason. Teammates start changing during lunch one day. Noro sat beside Ravi. You play smart, Noro said. Not just fast. You read the game better than most of us. Thanks, Ravi replied. I just watch a lot. Bren joined in. Those moves you did in the Scarrow game, where did you learn them? Old matches. And practice, Ravi said. Slowly, the team started to respect him. They passed to him during training. They asked him questions. Some even invited him to join card games at night. The walls were finally breaking. The unexpected offer after Terra Blaze's second group match. Another. When Ravi was called to the coach's office. Inside sat Coach Reed, and beside him was a tall alien in a gold suit. He was from Zarnak Corps, the top team in the galaxy. We watched your last 3 matches, the alien said. We want you on our team. Ravi looked surprised. We offer full training, better pay, better facilities. You'll be treated like a star. Coach Reed stayed quiet. He let Ravi decide. Ravi thought for a few seconds. Then he said, Thank you, but I'm not finished here. The alien blinked. You're turning us down? I started with this team, Ravi said. I want to win with this team. The alien stood and left without a word. Coach Reed smiled slightly. You made a strong choice. Ravi nodded. I didn't come here to leave early. Third group match. Tough fight. Their next match was the hardest yet. The opponent was Team Zeker, from a desert planet with players known for their strength. The game was physical. Players pushed, blocked, and tackled. The referee allowed rough play. Noro got a yellow card. Bren got injured. Ravi was marked by 2 defenders the whole match. Still, in the 88th minute, with the score 1-1, Ravi made the winning play. He ran to the corner, made a fake cross, slipped between the defenders, and passed to Leaf, who scored. 2-1. Another victory. Terra Blaze was now top of their group. Back in the VR room that night, Dolo was quiet. You've come far, he said. Ravi drank his tea and nodded. But the real fight hasn't started. The next stage is the knockout, Dolo warned. One mistake, and it's over. I know, Ravi said. That's why I need to be faster, smarter, sharper. Dolo looked proud. You're not just a player now, you're a leader. Ravi didn't reply, but deep inside, he knew Dolo was right. The team followed him now, not just because of his skills, but because he never gave up. The team starts to believe. The next morning, Coach Reed called for a team meeting. We're going into the quarterfinals, he said. Every game from now on will be a battle. Then he turned to Ravi. You're our spark. Don't let it go out. Ravi stood up. His voice was calm. We've worked too hard to stop now. We're not just here to play, we're here to win. The room filled with energy. Even Noro clapped Dot from being the ignored benchwarmer. Ravi had become the team's heart. The galaxy was watching across the planets. Millions of people were watching. Terra Blaze. Kids on Earth wore jerseys with RAVI number 12 printed on the back. Alien. Fans made drawings of his game-winning moves. Journalists asked, "Can this human team win the galaxy's biggest cup?" But Ravi didn't care about the noise. He trained. He studied. He dreamed. He still went to the VR room. He still listened to DOLO. And he still whispered to himself before every match, "One day, I'll be the best." After winning the group stage, Terra Blaze moved into the final round of the Galactic Youth Cup. The team was full of excitement and confidence. They'd come further than anyone expected. They were no longer the new team or the weak team. From Earth, they were now in the final match, facing the strongest team in the galaxy, Velen Vortex. Velen Vortex was a team from the advanced world of Valoria. Their players were fast, tall, and trained in high-tech gravity domes. They hadn't lost a single match in 3 years. Everyone called them the unbeatable ones. But Ravi was not afraid. Before the final, the day before the final match, Ravi stood alone on the field at night. The stars above were bright. The stadium was quiet. He breathed deeply, thinking about everything: his past, his teammates, and how far he had come. He heard soft footsteps. It was Dolo holding a flask of hot tea. "Couldn't sleep?" Dolo asked. "Just thinking," Ravi replied. "You've already won more than anyone thought possible." Dolo said. "I haven't won yet," Ravi said. "This match is everything." Dolo nodded. "Then go give them everything." They stood in silence, side by side, looking at the stars. The match day, the stadium was packed. More than 10 million viewers were watching live across the galaxy. Drones floated in the sky. Giant holograms showed the players warming up. Velen Vortexes. Players wore black and silver suits. They looked strong and cold, like machines. Their captain, Torax, was 2 meters tall and had laser-sharp eyes. Ravi, in his blue and silver Earth jersey, looked much smaller standing across from them. But he wasn't nervous. Coach Reed gave the final talk. "We didn't come here to just play. We came to fight. We came to show who we are." He looked at Ravi. "Lead them." Ravi nodded. First half. The storm, the whistle blew. The game started fast. Velen Vortex controlled the ball with power and speed. Their passes were sharp. Their formation was perfect. Every player knew exactly where to be. In the 14th minute, Torax broke through the defense and scored. 1-0 for VEL on. The crowd cheered for Valoria. Terra Blaze looked shaken. Noro shouted, "Stay focused." But the team was under pressure. Ravi tried to move into space, but he was tightly marked. 2 defenders followed him wherever he went. They pushed and blocked every time he touched the ball. The first half ended. Earth was behind, and the players looked tired. Halftime. Words that matter. Inside the locker room, there was silence. Everyone breathed hard. Sweat covered their faces. Some looked down. Others looked lost. Then Ravi stood up. "We're not here by luck," he said. "We worked hard for this. We trained. We learned. We beat the odds. And we belong here." He looked at each player. "We only need one chance. Just one, and we can change everything." Coach Reed added, "Trust each other. Trust the game." The second half was waiting. Second half. The comeback. The whistle blew again. Terra Blaze moved with new energy. Ravi started running deeper, pulling defenders out of position. He didn't try to do everything alone. He passed. He created space. He supported. In the 61st minute, Leaf sent a long ball forward. Ravi dashed through the defenders, caught the ball in midair, and flipped it over the keeper. Goal. The crowd roared. 1-1. Earth was back. Even the Velen players looked surprised. They didn't expect Ravi to break through. Now the match was alive. Every second mattered. The pace was fast. Tackles flew in. The ball moved across the field like fire. The final minutes, the score was still 1-1. Only 5 minutes remained. Coach Reed shouted from the sideline, "One last push." Vel and Vortex began attacking again. Their passes were tight. Their strikers pressed hard. But the Earth defense held firm. In the 88th minute, Ravi stole the ball near midfield. He didn't think he moved. He ran forward, dribbling through one. Then two defenders. The stadium rose to its feet. He reached the edge of the box. One final defender blocked his path. Ravi tapped the ball sideways, then backheeled it behind him to Noro, who had followed. Noro shot. Goal. 2-1. The stadium exploded. With noise, people screamed. Fans waved Earth flags. It was magic. Final whistle. The last 2 minutes felt like forever. Velen tried one last attack, but the Earth defense cleared it away. Whistle. Match over. Terra Blaze wins. Earth are the champions of the Galactic Youth Cup. Ravi fell to his knees. Not from pain, but from joy. His teammates rushed toward him. Noro picked him up and hugged him. "You did it." Noro shouted. "We did it," Ravi replied. After the match lights flashed. Cameras rolled. Reporters pushed forward. Fans cried in the stands. Ravi was named player of the tournament. He held the golden trophy with both hands, shining under the bright stadium lights. He didn't smile much, just a small one. He wasn't thinking about fame. He was thinking about the long nights in the VR room. The pain, the training, the silence. He looked into the crowd. There was Dolo, clapping with pride in his eyes. That night back in the locker room, after the celebrations, Ravi sat alone for a moment. Noro came in and said, "You led us to victory. I was wrong about you." Ravi smiled and replied, "I just wanted to play." Bren joined them. "You're not just a player, Ravi. You're a legend now." Ravi shook his head. "I'm still learning." Later with Dolo outside the stadium, Ravi met Dolo near the exit gate. "I watched every second," Dolo said. "Thank you," Ravi replied. "You showed the galaxy what a small human can do with a big heart." Ravi looked at the sky. Stars were shining brightly. "What now?" he asked. Dolo smiled. "Now, you dream bigger." It had been 2 weeks since Terra Blaze won the Galactic Youth Cup. The name Ravi was now known not just on Earth, but across multiple planets. People called him the Small Giant, a symbol of courage and skill. Children wore jerseys with his number. Coaches studied his footwork. Players across the galaxy watched his match clips to learn from him. But Ravi stayed the same. He still woke up early. He still trained with focus. He still preferred quiet over noise. Because for him, this was never about fame. It was about love for the game. Return to Earth. When Terra Blaze returned to Earth, they were welcomed like heroes. Huge banners flew in the air. Crowds filled the landing zones. School kids skipped classes just to see the team, but the loudest cheers were for Ravi. His parents hugged him tight. His mother cried tears of joy. His father held his shoulders and said, "You didn't just play, you made history." Later, when he met old classmates, many of them apologized. "We were wrong about you." One boy said, "I never expected this from you," said another. Ravi smiled and replied kindly, "It's okay. I just did what I loved." A message from the President. A special ceremony was held in Earth's capital tower. The President of Earth Sports Federation gave Ravi a Medal of Honor. "You reminded the galaxy that heart matters more than size," she said. "You made Earth proud." The crowd clapped as Ravi held the medal. But when asked to speak, he kept it short. "I didn't do this alone. My team believed in me. And I want to thank the one person who trained me when no one else would, Dolo." People searched for Dolo in the crowd, but he wasn't there. Ravi already knew where to find him. Back to the VR room that night. After all the lights and cameras were gone, Ravi went back to the old training room. It was dark, quiet, just like before. And there was Dolo standing with his mop, smiling like always. "You didn't forget this place?" he asked. "Never," Ravi said. Dolo placed a hand on his shoulder. "You've done something no one else has." From the bench to the stars, Ravi sat on the training mat. "It feels like a dream." "But it's real," Dolo said. And now the real journey begins. Offers from across the galaxy over the next few days. Messages and calls poured in from all parts of the galaxy. Top teams wanted Ravi. Zarnak Corps offered the highest salary. Lunar Titans promised luxury and fame. Mars United offered a captain's role at just 17. Even Velen Vortex, the team they defeated, invited him. Everyone was surprised when Ravi said no to all of them. He stayed with Terra Blaze. When asked why, he simply said, "I didn't play to leave. I played to lift this team. We're not done yet." Training the next generation, Ravi also visited small football academies on Earth. He met with young players, some short, some shy, some bullied just like he once was. He trained with them, shared drills, told stories, and reminded them, never let size decide your value. Let your heart speak through your feet. One day, a small boy asked, "Ravi Bhai, what do you do when they laugh at you?" Ravi smiled and replied, "I run faster than their laugh." The Earth Cup soon. A new tournament began on Earth, the Earth Cup, where top human teams played against each other. Terra Blaze entered as favorites. But this time, Ravi was not just a player. He was the captain. In the first match, he scored 2 goals and gave 2 assists. His leadership, calmness, and skills made the team stronger than ever. Even Bren, who once mocked him, said in an interview, "Ravi showed us what a real leader looks like. He changed us." Noro, the former captain, now played in defense. He often said, "I followed him once. I'll follow him again." Terra Blaze won the Earth Cup with ease. 1 year later, exactly 1 year after their Galactic Cup win, a statue of Ravi was placed in the Hall of Champions on Earth. It showed him mid-run, with the ball at his feet, eyes full of focus. Under the statue were the words, "From the bench to the stars, the boy who never gave up." But even with all the awards and attention, Ravi still trained with Dolo. They met in quiet spaces, away from the crowd. "You're still the same boy," Dolo said once. "I always will be." Ravi answered. The final words. Ravi's journey had begun with pain, with laughter from others, and with being left out. But he had answered all of that with patience, practice, and passion. He showed that even the smallest player could rise if he worked hard enough and never gave up. He didn't shout. He didn't fight back with words. He proved himself on the field, with his feet, with his mind, and with his heart. And so, Ravi became not just a player, not just a champion. He became a legend.